Hello everyone, you are welcome to this. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hello, you are welcome to Nestele. This is another episode of our goal series, and today we're going to be talking about something that is influencing every part of our life, and that is the influencer culture. We're going to be discussing 5 ways your favorite influencer is ruining your goals. Now, I imagine you're wondering, wetin concern my influencer concern my goal? But here's the thing, there's a lot of conditioning that has come with the influencer culture, and before you come for me, I'm not trying to bash your favorite influencer or to say something terrible. I'm not going to name anybody's name, but I think what we're going to focus on is the way that we consume social media via these influencers, and more importantly, how we've been conditioned to now look at some things as they aren't. Now, first of all, the influencer culture is actually excellent. It's very educational. It has opened our minds to possibilities, what's available or not. So mentally, we know that something is available out there for us because of influencer culture. But like two sides of a coin, the other side actually isn't pretty at all. And the major thing is that it makes us to overthink the simple things we're supposed to do. They suddenly become very complex because your favorite influencer has done it this way. You suddenly feel like that's the way that it must be done. And another major one is that something that is supposed to be a want or something that is supposed to be like an extra to a thing has suddenly been moved to the center to become the main reason why or the only way a certain thing can be done. And that actually hinders your goal. So we're going to be going through like 5 major goals. Honestly, there are several more. When I was going through this list, I think I found 15, but I'm going to come through 5 because we want this video to go fast, and stay with me. So let's begin. Number 1, we're going to talk about your reading and your journaling goals. We're putting it together because they are very similar. Now, I'm going to talk about journals. Your favorite influencer at one point has shown you one particular Gengel journal before that you just feel like, okay, this journal, it has a part for this one, it has a partition for that side, it has this one for dates, it has that one for that. And you start to believe that without this particular type of book, you might not be able to journal. You might not be able to journal successfully. Now, there's no such thing as successful journaling. No such thing. It's just you writing your mind however you want. But because somehow you've been influenced into believing that this is a good way to journal, but somewhere in your head, you brought it to the center and you decide to push your journal goals aside because it's important that you get this exact book. Meanwhile, all you needed to do was take 300 naira and go to the nearest bookshop and get an exercise book. Or if you've gone to an Owambe recently, you've gotten 2 or 3 jotters, use one of them and do your journaling. Please do not put off that goal because a particular journal is very important. Now, it's weird coming from me because I talked to the journal that is very important, but just understand that that's how these things go. The next one is the reading. I've heard a lot of people say that if they don't have the actual they like to smell the book, so like if it's not the physical one, they cannot read it, and because of let's say the umbrella belief that comes with reading, we tend to feel like if we're not reading the way this person is reading, then we might not be doing it right. And if you're anywhere around my social media platforms, you will know that I recently asked why people don't like self-help genre in writing, and a lot of people said they didn't like it, but when it came to answering why, a lot of people couldn't really answer. So it's like I'm starting to feel like it's possible that it's just a wave. So it's like your favorite person is like, I cannot stand self-help. So you're like, okay, so that's a cool thing to do. Let me not stand self-help too. So it's just those kind of things. Those influencers, because of how strongly they feel about a thing, doesn't mean that it's the same for you. That is number 1. Number 2, and this is a big one, and that is the hair and skincare industry, or the hair and skincare influencer. Okay, now I'm not mentioning the industry specifically because the hair and skincare industry has given us decades, if not even centuries, of physical self-esteem issues, especially as women. Like, we have suffered. Do you understand? I'm at the point wearing red lipstick. I don't know who told me that I have to wear red lipstick to fight for this video. But that's how it is. So the industry in its own comes with its own wahala. But let's talk about the influencer side. You don't need as much products as you think you do. Okay, when it comes to hair care, if you can just wash your hair, get a good shampoo, get a good conditioner, you are fine. Now, when it comes to hair and skincare, one thing you need to bear in mind is the importance of consistency. You just need to be consistent in doing that thing. I remember way back, I think in my 20s or so, I used to buy, which skincare did I not buy? You buy this one, you buy that one. They say this one is toner, this one remove black spot. I used everything. My face just got worse. Until one day I just stopped. I think it was my grandma that told me, why don't you just wash your face every time you go to bed? And that was it. Regular bar of soap. I don't do that anymore though. I'm no more in my 20s. But then, regular bar of soap, just wash your face. I started doing this after like 3 months. I realized that my face, I'm talking of, I started breaking out from when I was as young as 8 years old. And it was gone. I could not believe it. That's almost 20 years, not up to, but almost 20 years of fights resolved from washing face in the night. Honestly, I didn't touch any major product until much later. Do you understand? But you see, I'm much older now. So you have to understand the things like genetics comes into play. So your favorite influencer tells you, oh, I used this particular thing on my skin, and by the next morning, my skin was glass, you know, and you run outside and go and buy the same thing. Meanwhile, you've been using a whole other regimen a while back, and you just left it. You've removed consistency. Meanwhile, your goal is to take better care of your skin and your hair. But your favorite influencer has told you that for your hair, if you can dip it in rice, pour avocado in it, put small mayo, pour egg, put black sand, put red sand, your hair will grow. Because the people of here uses it, and then she used it and she'll show you the hair test. Oh, it was here earlier this morning. Now it's here this morning. Suddenly, pow, you run and go and buy it because you want to grow the length. What you're doing is creating inconsistency in your entire body. Now, our skin is one of the most precious things to us. It's the largest organ, and we need to take care of it. Okay, so please don't allow your favorite influencer to convince you. It's good that you watch and you enjoy the way it looks, but please take your time. Do you understand? Genetics is the reason why some people have had clear skin from when they were in secondary school. Me, I was still in primary school when I started breaking out. But same thing, genetics. You get? So just remember that. Same thing, like the whole thing, even your teeth, eyes, hair, sometimes it's just the family they come from. Do you understand? I'm going to go to the next one, which is another big one, which is exercise and, will I say, food, diet goals. What is being affected here? Okay, first of all, a lot of time when you mention exercise, people think about going to the gym. The gym near my house charges 340,000 for a year. So if I don't have 340,000 naira a year, does that mean I don't get to do my exercise goal? Does that mean I don't get physical? Does that mean I don't do workouts? No. You get. So your favorite influencer tells you, oh, I go to this particular gym. This gym is, you know, I like it. They'll show it to you, show you the bathroom, show you the dressing area, show you the shower area, show you their spa, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly you tell yourself, you know what? Once I can afford to come here, I'll start working out. First of all, you're not going to do that. Can we point that out? Okay? Once you get it, you're going to attend there 2 or 3 times, and after a while, you'll be like, well, I cannot kill myself. And you're going to relax. Your body needs to be active. If your body is active, you may not actually need to go to a gym to work out. Some of us are very active when it comes to house chores. Some of us are very playful with our children. If we play hard with our kids, we get the workout that we need. Do you understand? That's number one. Then let's assume that you've now been able to afford, like this gym near my house that is 340,000. You've now been able to afford this so-called gym. It's now gym gear. That's the one that is now the new one. Suddenly, you have to have the matching top, matching pants with the headband and the armband and the matching dumbbell and the matching backpack and the matching shoe. Ha! Kai! So until you buy all this one, you're not going to go to the gym that you pay 350K for. Because your favorite influencer showed you one place on Instagram where I got the best blah blah blah. It might not fit you the way it fits the person. You forget that both of you have different body. What I got versus what I received. I mean, what I bought versus what I got. You know, you forget that interesting theory. So as it was fine on this person, you don't know whether a person wanted to go to the gym, but that's why when you say you want to buy it before you can now go to the gym so you can pepper them. You're not going to work out though. You're not going for fashion show. And a good old t-shirt that is still in place that doesn't have tear everywhere, and a good pair of cotton pants, you can go to your gym and you can do your workout. Okay? Same thing with like this diet one. I think is one that is like the major crazy one. It's mad because a friend of mine or someone I know actually told me that how she cannot wait to start doing things like meal prepping. Meal prepping is this thing that people do. Like let's say on a particular day, you prep instead of so that you don't get to eat outside a lot, and you prepare like a calendar of everything you're going to eat for the week. So let's say it's on a Sunday, you prepare your food for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday you start again. Now, the thing is that I've seen these things. Like I've watched social media, I've seen one of my favorite influencers do this thing where it's like she says, so these ones are for breakfast. She said it takes up to 3 hours to do. Who has that kind of time? Anyway, do you understand? So there's breakfast, there's brunch, there's lunch, there's supper, there's dinner, and then there's supper. So like 5 meals. Meanwhile, a normal day, 2 meals will do meal. Honestly, 2 meals are okay for me regularly. I have a big breakfast and then have one somewhere between lunch and dinner, and I'm fine for the day. You get. But because I want to do meal prepping, and I have to use those cute bowls. That friend of mine said that, oh, that she cannot wait to start meal prepping, but there's this cute bowls that she needs to buy, that she saw it in one place like that for 35,000 naira. I told her more. So you have to find 35,000 naira and buy a bowl before you start putting the food inside. And then another notion about meal prepping, I find very disturbing, and I think is dangerous. Now, this is personal to me, okay? Quote me anywhere, but just understand it's personal to me. The idea of what is inside a meal prep. Most times you're seeing things like, okay, avocados is local to Nigeria, but you're seeing blueberries, you're seeing chia seed, overnight oats, kiwi. They'll say, okay, so this is what I had for breakfast. Then almond milk. Is it even worth it? Because what I heard on the street is that if you soak almond well enough and blend it and strain it, you get almond milk. But who told us that almond milk is better than drinking water? I'm just saying. Or you must have milk. Just cut milk out if milk is an issue. See, okay, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. That's not what this is about. But I'm just trying to say that these notions create layers. That's the only way to refer to it. Every time your favorite influencer tells you something and you believe it, you create a layer as to why you cannot achieve your goal at that time. Until you cross that particular layer, until you remove that layer, you must buy almond milk. You must buy kiwi. You must buy the beautiful bowl for packing. You must buy chia seed. How much? Chia seed is 4,500. You must buy chia seed. You must overnight oats. Meanwhile, some of those things you cannot even eat it. You don't like it normally, but it's like you're trying to be healthy. What happened to boiled plantain? What happened to boiled yam? What happened to boiled sweet potato? What happened to our green that we know? What happened to oranges? All these things, pawpaw, these are things that they're on the ground like this. You want the one that flew. You don't know how much they preserved it and brought it, even though it looks fresh. You don't know how much it was preserved for you to get on a 6 to 10 hour flight to be able to come to where you live to get it. Okay, I'm going off tangent for a minute, but that's it. So that is it with exercise and diet. That is number 3. Number 4 is your travel goals. This one, see, I die on this mountain, right? You hear a lot of people talk about how they want to travel because their favorite influencer went to Bali, the Maldives, Zanzibar, and Costa Rica. Yo, and anytime you think of, okay, so in 2023, I'm going to travel, all you can think about is doing that big swing. You know that swing that is over the cliff? I don't know how I know they fear. The big swing over the cliff, or the big swing over the water, or having that tray, that breakfast tray that they put on the dining in the pool. Then you can have your breakfast in the pool. That thing freaks me out, right? I'm a bread person. I love the idea of bread with every breakfast that I have. Now imagine me touching water from swimming pool. Swimming pool water is very dangerous. Now go sit and touch bread and eat because you want to eat over pool, and you can take pictures and prepare them on Insta. Yo, okay. You can do this if you want to. Like, you can go to Dubai and shake your ass, whatever you want to do on a yacht. You can do all that. It's not an issue. But if that is what is stopping you, if that's a layer that you've placed on top of you that will stop you from doing your travel goals, that's problematic. Again, it's about the way we consume the information that we're being told. So someone went to Turkey. Suddenly, Turkey is where you want to go to. Someone went to Istanbul. Oh, Istanbul is in Turkey. But someone went to the UK, and UK is where you want to go. I'm a Nigerian. In Nigeria, there are several places you can actually go to if you want to. I know somewhere is going to say, Nigeria, where is it safe? Where you're going to, do you know if it is safe? Train from Lagos, Yaba or Agege out into Ibadan. I don't think it's up to 3,000. But it depends on the one you enter. But the cheapest, I think, is not. It's like 2,800 or so. If you want to travel, you can actually travel. You don't have to wait until you have money to snorkel with piranhas and all that, okay? Don't allow the fact that this is what you saw someone do be the only reason why you're doing every other thing. That's number 4. Last, definitely not the least, number 5. Your social media goals. Now, I decided to pack all the social media platforms into this particular, put them on top of this table. That includes your YouTube, that includes your Instagram, your TikTok, whatever you want to have. This one I find very sad because I know a lot of us have potential. A lot of us are unique enough to be able to inspire others to do things. But you see, your favorite influencer has inspired you, even though your favorite influencer has inspired you to become good at your work, to want to do something about it. You've told yourself you're not going to do it. Do you know why? Because you don't have this camera. You don't have these lights. You don't have this microphone. You don't have, what else? You don't have this background. You don't have, so it's like all those things, you've layers. So it's like, you're like, okay, when I find, someone told me that she was going to have to rent a new house to live in, just so that she can start shooting videos. Start. Meanwhile, what you have right now, if you're watching this, you're likely using a phone. It doesn't matter how bankolo the phone is. I kid you not. Start making your videos now. Start making your social content right now. And it's on several levels. I see in a kitchen or cooking YouTube videos, especially in Nigeria. I don't know whether it's happening everywhere, but there's this state of perfection that's happening. I'm like, why is this happening? You're seeing ladies cook, their wigs are out, like you see them all full glam cooking. Why? That is scary. You have food falling on your distance. There are pots, all the inside is white. How is the inside white? Are you not cooking with that? And it's not cast iron most times. It's a kind of glaze. So how is that happening? Do you understand? And then the cookware, you're seeing cookware worth 700,000 naira. And you as a person who is an amazing cook have decided that you're not going to show people your skill. You're not going to wow the world with your wow. Because you don't have the 700,000 naira cast iron. And you must have it. Then you must have the particular type of burner and then the particular type of oven for you to be able to... Guys, see, these are good aspirations to have, but you shouldn't stop you from achieving your goal as a social media person. You have so much inside of you. What needs to be, what the world needs to see, what the world needs to hear is so much. You cannot allow the type of phone. You know what? I think at this point, I'll see whether I'll put the video of the very first video I did for YouTube. That was in 2019, September 2019. I was using an A30 at the time. I didn't even care. I just said, you know what, let's just do it. And it's not like, be like me or anything, but I'm just trying to explain that if I hadn't started that time, if I waited for perfection, it's possible that by now I still haven't started, because let's be honest, there's still a lot of work to do. But the thing is that what needs to be done needs to be done. Please get up and do it. Don't allow the social media space and social media influence or social media culture affect your ability to now create what you're supposed to create, or hold the goals that you're supposed to achieve, and all that you will not achieve it because of social media or because of your favorite influencer. Please don't do that, okay? So before I round up, I would like to ask, what other goals have you tried to meet that you now realize, now that we've discussed this theory, has made you to realize that you were supposed to have done something, I didn't do it, because somehow the social media space has made you to believe that you needed something that you actually didn't need. It was just a want. So I'd like to know in the comment section, because I know there are several. Like I said, there were several that I came up with. But let me know in the comment section, okay? So point of note, what you should really remember is that what the influencer culture ends up doing is that it ends up removing consistency from your ability to change a habit, to be able to change something that is very important to you. So a goal that you want to achieve, you're not going to be able to achieve it if every time you look at a social media influencer, you feel the need to stop what you're doing and to start doing something else. Okay? Please go out and achieve your goals, and honestly, you're going to do amazingly. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.